I thank the gentleman. The gentleman from Texas, Mr. Gonzalez, is now recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and Ranking Member. Thank you for being here, Secretary Fudge. Welcome home. Pleasure to have you. Secretary Fudge, as a former member of the House, you understand the importance of communicating with our constituents and responding to their inquiries in a timely manner. And you also understand when they contact us, it's usually because they've exhausted all other avenues. So I have to ask you today, do you believe it's important for the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development to be quick and timely in their responses and resolutions of issues brought up by members of Congress?
I do.
Thank you, because it has taken my staff and constituents months of constant follow-up to get any answers from your staff. And my outreach has been for issues like allocation and status of community project funding, which supports the Boys and Girls Club and diabetes education programs in low and lower middle income areas within my district that have the highest rates of diabetes in the nation. And these programs are ready to begin building, to hire contractors, to sign checks, but their efforts remain at a standstill due to the slow response times. Secretary Fudge, as I'm sure you're aware, your agency has pending litigation against the state of Texas, alleging their formulas to distribute community development block grant mitigation funding for damage caused by Hurricane Harvey is discriminatory. However, HUD approved the Texas Action Plan, giving them the go-ahead to distribute funding based on an approved plan. And now, due to the halt in funding, several of my communities are left with no answers. They have planned and executed contracts based on approval funding by HUD and the state of Texas. They face potential legal action now for not paying contractors, and many of them did not have the additional funding to make it up. I spoke with one community leader who said the mitigation funding was more than their annual budget and was sorely needed because roads are still not usable after Hurricane Harvey. As I explained, my community is a low-income community. There are people who are trying to help. There are people you're trying to help, but unfortunately this impasse with the state of Texas is only hurting them. My district is on the coast on the Gulf of Mexico. Without a doubt, we will receive more hurricanes and severe weather. If we can't rebuild and mitigate severe weather events through better infrastructure, then many homes, businesses, and lives will be destroyed. Secretary, how is HUD working to make sure communities like mine in Texas are able to receive the funds they were promised and budgeted around?
The first thing is we are not in litigation with the state of Texas, and there is nothing that prevents them from distributing the resources. That's the first thing. Secondly, as it relates to the projects that you were talking about, part of the problem we are finding is that many of these grants went to agencies that are not accustomed to dealing with the federal government, and so they don't give us the right documentation, et cetera. But if you will tell me, or you will tell my team, or have somebody on your staff tell my team what projects you are looking at, I will get you an update right away and tell you if it's being held up for on our end or their end. I will make sure that we get right back to you.
I would really appreciate that, Secretary, because
I will do that.
I look forward to continuing our work together, and I trust you understand my frustration.
I do.
It's unfortunate that I have to use this hearing to shed light on these issues, but it's the last avenue available that I had, and I appreciate all the hard work you've done for us and that you continue to do for our country. My team and I will continue to follow up regarding these issues, and I trust you'll work with us to provide faster responses so we can help our constituents. Thank you so much for being here.
And I will. I mean, obviously, it's a very large agency. If something is dropped through the cracks, I want to be sure that we catch it, and I want to be as responsive as we can be.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I yield back.